Okay, let me enlarge, share my machine. And let's zoom in on this one. I have 6 people miss the test. Test 1. You can see right here it was due yesterday, I think. So I'll leave it open for today. This test is a multiple choice. The machine will correct it and tell you what your score and everything right on the spot. It doesn't take long. A lot of people did really well on it, so I don't expect. Let me just change the setting. Okay. Submission. Okay, due date. Change the due date on it to today. Save it. I used to have a password on it, but I think I took the password out. So let me unmute me. Okay. So here we go, the test. Right there. Do it tonight at midnight if you didn't do it. If you did it, good job. I noticed a lot of 95s on that test. I saw an 85 and I saw one below 85. That was it. So I went through it quickly, but I don't know if anyone got 100, but I went through it, but I saw a lot of 95s, you know. And it's a multiple choice. Just click on a few things and it's on the stuff we did so far on the first 2 homework assignment. Then we'll do 2 chapters, then another test. So now we're going to be doing decision making, if statement. And I was about to write it on the board, but people don't see it online there. So the way it works there, let me just open Microsoft Word. I had my document camera, I just took it away. I left it here by mistake last time, but I don't need it. I can do it this way. The way that if statement works, if you want to make a decision, for example, if, let me make the font bigger so everyone can see it. You can say if, and you put your condition there. And you allow one statement. Now, the condition could be anything. For example, you can say if the average is more than 80, do that statement. That's how it works. So your condition could be if average is greater than or equal to 70, I can say C out. That means spit on the screen. You pass the course. So the only time it does that, if the average is more than or equal to 70. If it's less than that, then we'll go whatever that statement under it, whatever you have here is going to jump to that. But if it's greater than or equal to 70, it's going to do this one first. It's going to do this one first, then we'll do this one. So regardless of this, if this statement is true or not, this statement will be executed, that dotted line, whatever that statement is. But this statement here, it's only going to run if the average is greater than or equal to 80 or 70. That's the only time you will see that. If it's below that, you will not see it. So what happens if you want to do more than one thing? You want to tell them, hey, you passed the course. Sign up for Java next semester. If you want to do more than one thing, then you can use curly bracket to begin that. Maybe C out. Sign for Java next semester. We don't offer Java, it's Python now, but I forgot. And you close that. So it says do both of these if the average is more than 70. If the average is not more than 70, then go to that dotted line that you see in the bottom. So that becomes a compound statement. The curly bracket to start that and end it, that's your compound statement. So both of these lines are considered one compound statement because you only allow one. So what happens if you want to make a decision? Because the machine is going to execute that dotted line right here, regardless if that average is more than 70 or less than 70. So if you want to avoid that, if you want to do something else, if it's below 70, that's where the other statement comes in. It's called if else. Else. And again, you allow one statement. If you want to do more than one statement, curly bracket to open it and curly bracket to close. And curly bracket to close it. And you put your statement there. So if your average is not more than 70, you're going to tell them register for C out. You did not pass the course. C out. Sign for C++ again. And whatever you want to write there. So if the average is more than or equal to 70, you will do both of these and skip the else statement. It will skip it and will go right there. Whatever you have here, it will jump to that. But if the average is below 70, is going to skip these two, is going to do these. Then go to this one. So that's known as if-else statement. Every language, doesn't matter what the language we use. If you took my MATLAB, we had if statement in it. If you take in Python, we have if statement in them. They all have it. That's decision making. So let's do an example on that. And maybe I'll do this example with some numbers, and we're going to read some numbers. Maybe you calculate your average and go from there. That sounds like a good idea. Let's close this one. Let me close Microsoft Word. File close. Where's exit here? Close. Where's close and exit? There we go. Come on. I don't want to save it. I'm sure it's asking me you want to save it. Where's that minus? Here we go. It wants to save it. Close. Save it, don't save. Okay. Okay. Trying to close all the stuff. I get too many things. Oh, leave this one open. Actually, I don't need this one. I can leave it open. Let's open C++. The usual stuff. File new, source file. Okay, let's talk about this program. Let's put some comments first. There we go. So I'll put everything right there. What are we going to do? This program will read three, I don't know, scores. Maybe the three scores are your midterm, mid, your final. We don't have mid, we have exams here, right? So we have what? How many exams? We have 5 exams. I said three scores we're going to read. It's going to read 6 scores. Exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4, exam 5, and the homework average, each average. These are the 6 scores we're going to read. The program will calculate the class, your class average, I guess. Now I'll give them different weights intentionally and determine your next class. What are you going to take next? And let's assume, just to make it more fun, that the homework average counts for 40% of the grade. I'm just making that up. I can look at the syllabus, but it's all right. Homework average. Let's say that's 40% of your overall grade. We have 4 exams. The last one is the final. At 40%, each one is 10%. And we have the final exam at 20%. Let's assume that's the case. That's 100%. I want to calculate your average based on these. So let me begin here. Just like any program, these are just a remark. Every program, we're going to put the stuff in it, pound include IO stream. I'm not reading from a file. I should actually. It makes my life easy if I read the score from the files. I don't have to type them in. Are we going to tell the machine to print like 2 decimal places? If you're going to do that, or 1 decimal place, pound include IO manip. That's manipulation, input-output manipulation. Using namespace, std, int main, curly bracket to open, and return 0. Every program begins with the same tag. Maybe the IO manipulation is not there, but the rest of them are there. To transfer this class, you need to have an average above 70. Because you have to have at least a C minus. Some school even take a C minus, has to be a C. But let's say a C minus. So I'm going to define what the passing grade, and I'll have fun with it. I'm going to define as constant just to bring in some of the stuff that we covered in the past. Come on, get out. const, int, integer value, passing, set it equal to 70. So this way, if all the schools change their minds, they're passing grade 65, I only got to come to this line and change the 70 to 65. Where if I put it inside the loop, then I got to go look for it inside the loop. So this is a nicer way of doing it. Now let's assume, oh, well, I don't want to assume that. I want to say, let's assume your scores are integer value. Let's say maybe double. Your teacher gave you decimal value. You have a 68.5 on this homework, 73.4. Double. And we have exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4, comma, final, and homework average, H average. And while I'm at it, let me put the class average. I mean, your class average, your average. That's your average in the course. So I'm anticipating I need 5 values to read the scores. Exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4, the final exam, the homework average, and then I'm going to calculate the average based on that equation, on those percentage. So let's get the scores here. Notice I start taking more points. I'm asking people to show your output when you run your program. Take a picture of that, include that with your submission. A good way to do that, there's a print screen on your machine. You can take print screen. Here is a control print screen. And it will snap a picture of my screen. And I can attach that with the output on it, you know. Or you can take a picture with your phone and attach that too of your output. Show me the program is working. Okay, so CN, I'm going to tell the person, enter your scores. I'm assuming you know the score is going to be exam 1, exam 2, exam 3. I don't want to say, normally I would write that. I'm just being lazy here. I'll say enter your scores, and maybe I'll put that in parentheses so they'll know the order I want them. Exam 1, comma, exam 2, comma, exam 3, comma, exam 4, comma, final, comma, homework average. And when you see that, you're going to type in the scores. So let's read them. CN. Oh, this is C out, not CN here. CN to read, C out. Where's, oh, C out to write. That's C out. Okay. Let me just shrink this one too. Come on. Get out. You can tell I don't play video games because my hand-eye correlation is not even close. Let's read them. C out, by the way, has the arrows pointing the opposite direction. CN going the other direction, the way I had them. CN, I like space. It doesn't really matter if you put a space, but it makes it easier on the eyes when you're looking at it. We're going to read exam 1. Exam, yep, that's lowercase x. Exam 2, exam 3, exam 4, oh, it's not a comma when you read them. Yeah, 2. Exam 1. Exam 2. Here we go. Exam 3. Exam 4. Final. And homework average. Read them all. Just to make sure it's working, it's not a bad idea to test your program every once in a while so you know if there's an issue with it. Save as. You don't have to wait till you're done with it to test it. So I'm going to call this what? Today is the 16th? 17th, thank you. February 17th. Feels funny, it's Tuesday, but Monday schedule. And let me compile and run. Here we go. 50, 60, 70, 85, 90, 43. I didn't do a lot of the homework. And it took these scores basically and put them in. I didn't ask the machine what to do with them yet. Let's calculate the average. The average based on the percentage I put up there. So here we go. Average equals homework average times 0.4, that's 40%, plus exam 1 times 10%. Exam 1 is 10%, 0.1, plus exam, oh, that's EX2. My cap was on. It's case sensitive, so average equals EX1, exam 1 times 0.4. You don't have to write 0.4, but you can. Plus not exam 1. Homework average is 40%. H average times 0.4 plus exam 1 times 0.1 plus, yes.
You have to do that for all of them. Yes, you have to times
Well,
each one by 0.1.
the other one, you can add them and go times 0.4 because each one's 10%. But if they have different percentage, then you're going to do it for each one, yes. But 1, 2, 3, 4, each one happens to be 10. So if you did each one times 0.1 or you add them times 0.4, mathematically end up being the same number. You know. Plus exam 2 times 0.1 plus exam 3 times 0.1 plus exam 4 times 0.1. When we get to arrays, you don't have to do that. You can use that with the loop, actually. Plus exam 5 times 0.2. That will calculate the average for me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's at 100%. Yep. We're just adding the numbers, making sure they add up to 100%.
No, there's no. Yeah.
There's what?
There's no exam 5.
Oh, final. Thank you. I was just testing you, see if you're paying attention. Final, thank you. Times 0.2. Show results. Here I'm going to use decision making. If the average is greater than or equal to the passing grade, I use lowercase p for passing, which is the 70 here. What are you going to do? We're going to tap it. Here we go. Curly bracket to, I'm going to do more than one thing. Curly bracket to begin, curly bracket to end it. C out. Go to the next line. I want to put a space. /n, that means new line. Congrats. And maybe I want to put exclamation point there. Where is it? Few of them. Good. And go to the, well, that's fine. C out. Next line. I don't want to continue writing after that. I want to go to the next line. Register for Python in the fall. Anyone plan to transfer to UMass soon? Anyone wants to transfer like at the end of this semester? The deadline is coming up if you go into UMass. I think the deadline is the end of next week. There's a guy that comes from UMass. He's at Stick twice a week. He can help you with the application. His name is, he's in building 19 usually. What's his name? I had Jason send an email to everyone reminding everyone, if you go into UMass, you better send your application. Make sure it's complete soon, because if you a day behind, forget it. Kevin Van, his name. So if you have any questions about transferring to UMass, this is the person to see. He's in building 19, I think second floor. I don't know what room, but if you go there and ask for Kevin, middle name Van, last name D-E-B-E-L-D-E. He's here 2 days a week. I think today is one of them. He is here. Let me see if I have his. No, I don't have like his office here. I thought maybe I have it. Next line. See Kevin to complete your application to UMass. If you want to go somewhere else like Winnick, that's fine too. Very good choice. /n, go to the next line, put a space. So you want to do all of these if you pass the course. Oh, tab. Come on. I don't like it like that, this curly bracket. There we go. I like them to line up. I don't know. I might have a little OCD in me. Else, what about if it's not true? If your average is not above 70, again, curly bracket to begin this, curly bracket to end it. And what are you going to do here? Let's see. C out. Next line. Maybe I'll do a next line twice, drop the cursor twice. /n/n. Every /n moves the cursor one line down. Sorry. See out. Please go to the next line. Please register for C++ next spring. And go to the next line. So you're only going to see that statement, the bottom two, if you don't pass the course. If you pass the course, you won't see them. And that should do it for this program. Let's save it. And let's compile and run. Oh, I forgot the semicolon at the end here. It shows the error somewhere else, but that's the problem. It's right there. And here we go. They're asking for, let me just move this down. Enter the exam. Let's see, on test 1, I got a 95. I got an 84 on test number 2. Test 3, I got a 80. Test 4, I got a 70. For some reason, I don't know, on the final exam, I didn't do well. I got a 45. And I didn't do half the homework, bless you. Let's say you only did half the homework. 50% of the homework. Hit enter. Sorry, I should actually have them print your average too. So you get to know why instead of just, sorry, you didn't pass the course, you know? So let me just actually go back and modify the program. See out. Next line. Your average, your class average is, and put the class average, AVG. Notice I didn't put end L. The reason I didn't put end L because I have /line, /n, next line. That's what end L does. Here again, I'm going to do the same thing. Let me copy this one and have them show your average so we know why you didn't pass the course. Let's look at the average. Or if you passed it, what was your average? Let's save this one and run it. I have a student in the past who did extremely well. Got like a 90, 95, 94, 88, and let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 80, and didn't do any homework. You felt like, I don't need the homework. Well, guess what? Sorry, your class average is 52.7. Please register for the class. You're not going to pass the course if you don't do the homework assignment. You might pass with a D, but you can't transfer it. You can't do anything with it. On the other hand, it should never happen this way. 70, 70. I hit enter, but you can hit enter space. 70. Let's say you got a 70 on everything. And on the homework, you got 100. You did really well on all the homework. If you get 100 on all the homework, you should have more than a 70, but that's okay. It says your class average is 82 now. And register for Python in the fall. See Kevin to complete your, it looks like I put a space there. I can take that space to complete your application to UMass. But it's not going to do both. It's only going to do one or the other. Right there, it looks like I put a space there. That's why. Shut up. Go back. Now let's say I want to actually, we have time. I want to put your grade there. Is your grade A, B, C, D? And A, if you are between, your average is greater than or equal to 90, less than or equal to 100. B, I'm not going to give you plus or minus because that makes the program longer. C, if your average is greater than or equal to 70, less than what? 80. D, average 60, less than 70. And F, if your average is greater than or equal to 0 and less than 60. I shouldn't say greater than 0. When I was in college, I had a teacher, Henry Sunburn, did actually physics. I remember my classmate, Dan Dorsey, I was the best man at his wedding, got a minus 125 on the test. Everything he got wrong, he marked it. At the end, next exam, Dan started with minus 25 because he got a minus 125, which means he got a 0 on this test. And the second test, he'll start at 75. That's the highest score he can get. So there are some teachers give you a minus value. I love the teacher. He was phenomenal. Dan hated him. I got an A in his class, but he was a dynamite teacher, but man, was he hard. So when they say teachers don't give minus, oh yeah, there are. Some people give minus scores. Even if you typed something wrong or you wrote something wrong, misspelled something, he took points for that. Let you know, you misspelled it wrong. That's a minus 2 points. That's a minus 3 points for this one. That's a minus 5. And then he just adds them. So he corrected everything. So now I want to calculate what your average, we know your average. I want to calculate your grade. So that's a character, CHAR, grade. So we're going to look and see if what? If your average now is greater than, I'm assuming you didn't type in any value, or equal to 90. I'm not going to say less than 100. I'm assuming you type scores between 0 and 100. So it's not going to be more than 100. Your grade, oh, I use lowercase grade. Equals, that's a single character. So a single quotation, A. Else. What about if your average is not above? So if your average is not, you said you want to do another if statement? If what? If average is greater than or equal to 80. Because to make it to this point, you don't have to say less than 90. I'm going to. You will not make it to this point if your average is above 90. So to make it to this point, that means you have to be below 90. So I don't have to check for that. So in that case, if this is the case, okay, grade equals B. Oh, I forgot semicolon here. And if it's not above that, else, I like indenting there so I know which one goes with what. If average is greater than or equal to 70. So again, to make it to this point, you have to be below 80, below 90. Grade equals, is that a C here? Else, if average greater than or equal to 60, grade equals D. Oh, else grade equals F. So this actually will calculate your class grade. Calculate the grade. Is it A, B, C, D? Notice we calculate that. Let's actually show it here. Let's put it your grade in the course, C out. Next line. Your grade is grade. Print that. So we know your average, we know your grade. We're telling you what to do. Where's the copy? Here we go. And we'll do the same thing here. Your average is this. Control V. So you might have a D, but it tells you, hey, your grade is a D, but you need to take the class again. Unless you're not planning on transferring. If, oh, looks like I put a space there. Somehow, somebody get a hold of my phone number and I keep getting this report as spam. Drives me nuts all day long. I'm going to buy this, buy that. Keep saying report as spam, report as spam. Doesn't do anything. Let's enter the scores here. 50, 50, 60, 70, 80 on the final, and 100 on the midterms. Woo! 50, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 100. And your average is 79. That's because why? Because the homework average counts for 40% of the grade. So that actually pulled the first three exams to 75. Actually, more than 75. And your grade is a C there. Now run it again. And we'll do this one here. 50, 50, 50, 60, 70, and a 60. Let's see. 59. Ooh, one more point, you had D minus. You could have graduated, you know. Run it again. 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60. Your average is 60, your grade is D. But it tells you to take C++ again. You passed the course with the 60, but you still need to take the class again if you want to transfer to UMass or transfer to Western New England or go somewhere else with it, you know. Okay, so that's decision making. What we did there actually is a nested if statement, an if inside an if. It's called a nested if statement. I'll do another one next class on Wednesday. Oh, that's tomorrow. Yep. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So I'll be doing another example on Wednesday. I'll post the recording from today, post the recording from Wednesday. I usually post them. I don't know if you notice the files just quickly before you leave. Where is that? The recording from last week, I post them under week 3, under the videos. So this week, they're going to be under week 4. And here's the videos. Reading from a file using Windows. Reading, writing to a file using Windows. Reading, writing to a file on a Mac. Come on. Then the other one, it says in class video 1. That's the first one we did last Monday. This was Wednesday, I think. So this week will be under week 6. I mean, under week 4. That's where these recording will go under. So look for them here. Look for videos. And I'll have something here on the bottom of this. It might say in class recording 1. In class recording 2. You know, that's where you're going to find these week's recording. Okay. Anything? Any questions? If nothing, I will see you guys either in the lab, maybe tomorrow.
This program is gonna figure out how much